Tonight, all the prayers from that team and all the birthday wishes are for her.
Happy birthday to
Sister Jean today turning 100. And birthday wishes from the retired sisters from her order back in Iowa.
Happy birthday, dear Dolores.
Sister Jean Dolores, we hope she feels the love. And on this birthday, a piece of advice from her.
In order to have an impact on people, we have to be happy ourselves. Just be kind, wake up, be joyful.
Isn't that the truth? Happy birthday, Sister Jean. I'm David Muir. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.
KITV4's Maleko McDonald, weekdays on Good Morning Hawaii.
On KITV4 Island News tonight. Criminal activity covering much of the Big Island today. One man, at least 7 different crime scenes, 20 cops, gunshots, a carjacking, and a barricade situation. 11 and 12-year-olds from Maui back in action at the Little League World Series.
I'm Brandy Higa in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, where Maui is trying to continue its march in this year's Little League World Series. A win today gets them straight to the U.S. Championship game. A live report from Lamity Stadium coming up through KITV4 Island News at 6 tonight.
In his final term as mayor of Honolulu, is making a run for governor of Hawaii next for Kirk Caldwell.
The governor's office is just one seat that Kirk Caldwell is considering running for after he leaves office.
And maybe not as big as some expected, but surfs up along the south shore of Oahu.
Now, from Honolulu, for all of Hawaii, this is KITV4 Island News.
Tense moments across much of the Big Island throughout the day as police attempted to nab an armed suspect connected to carjackings and robberies. Good evening, I'm Mika Miyashima.
And I'm Tom George. Brenton Awa has the night off. That suspect is now in custody, but his trail of destruction spread from Hilo to Kona. Now, to piece it all together, what happened, KITV4's Eliza Larson joining us live in studio tonight. Eliza?
Well, Tom, Hawaii police officers responded to at least 7 different crime scenes, 4 of those allegedly where the suspect pulled out a shotgun. And it all happened in about the span of 3 hours. So let's take a look at exactly what happened. At 11 a.m. this morning, a caller reported spotting an unstable man with a weapon in Hilo. That's where our maps are showing now. Then somewhere between 11:20 and 11:30 a.m., he reportedly stole a government vehicle in Ka'u. Now, from there, he allegedly robbed a gas station in South Kona. And then officers report the suspect fired a gun into the air around this location you're seeing on your map there, causing traffic crashes. Then from there, police say the suspect robbed an AT&T store in Kona and shot that shop's window. That happened around 12:15, and then about 10 minutes later, just down the road, a victim told police a man carjacked their vehicle by gunpoint. Then between 12:30 and 1:45 p.m., police say the suspect barricaded himself inside a home in Holualoa about an hour before surrendering.
The person she attacked had no relevance to his situation. You'd think he would go to places where he knows, or random acts of just destruction.
According to Hawaii police, the pursuit forced drivers off the road while officers raced to those multiple crime scenes. And during the chase, the suspect smashed into multiple vehicles.
I'm just amazed that there weren't more injuries and even deaths.
Now, HPD says despite the extent of the crime spree, no major injuries were reported. The suspect has not yet been charged and remains in custody at the Kona police station. And police tell us that they are grateful and thankful that people posted updates on social media because it eventually led them to that suspect. Reporting live in the studio, Eliza Larson, KITV4 Island News.
All right, thanks, Eliza. Well, turning now to our other big story of the day, the boys from Maui, they did it. It was a roller coaster watching it here, the ups and downs, but they pulled it out. They're moving on to the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
That's right, and that's where KITV4's Brandy Higa is. She joins us live tonight. Exciting stuff, Brandy.
Yeah, Yeah, that's right, Mika, Tom, exciting stuff. And I swear it was an exciting day earlier today, right where I'm standing. Remember, 6 hours ahead in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, so it's just after midnight here. Us, along with those maintenance guys that just passed, pretty much the only ones on property right now, but a much different scene about an hour and a half ago when Central East Maui Little League defeated Virginia to advance to this year's Little League World Series U.S. Championship game. And that Virginia team, the Southeast Region champs, entered tonight having not let up a single hit all tournament until today.
A little stress for Justin Lee for a team that hasn't given up a hit yet. And there's the first hit they've given up and a chance for a run.
Pick things up in the very first inning. Wailuku's Nakea Kahalehau got on board. Valley Isle boys racked up 5 runs off 2 hits in that very first frame. Now, they were challenged a bit in the third, like Tom said, up and down. And when Virginia put together a 6-run inning, the Southeast Region champs tied it up at 8 runs apiece till Shiloh Jillian, as a pinch hitter for Hawaii, put them up in the fourth with 2 outs. Hawaii sprinkled in at least a run in every inning tonight, beat Virginia 12-9. That team that previously let up no hits in Williamsport in 2019 gave up 13 to the boys from the 808 tonight.
And there it is. Hawaii will advance to the United States Championship game.
This is a dogfight, you know. You guys gotta love being in this situation. And I kind of laughed, you know. They're a little bit deer in the headlights, you know. And I said, hey, bring it back down, refocus, think about what we came here to do, and let's do it. And they responded well.
And up next, Maui will face the winner of tomorrow's game between Louisiana and Virginia for the U.S. title, so they could see Virginia again. That game is set for 9:30 in the morning, Hawaii time, right here on KITV this Saturday. KITV4's Cody Krupp will have more reaction from the team coming up later in sports. And while this is a big moment for those players, for the coaches, it's also a very big moment for those proud parents that made the trip, some who have been on the road now for over a month. We'll hear from them coming up tonight during KITV4 Island News at 10. For now, I'm Brandy Higa reporting live from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, KITV4 Island News.
Huge win for them, and I actually saw the DC station where the opposing team was. They said, that sports reporter from our Hawaii station, that Brandy Higa, she brought us some chocolate-covered macadamias from the islands. So
loving it.
Bringing the aloha spirit for sure.
Making a lot of people proud.
Yeah. And speaking of aloha, high surf peaking overnight, keeping surfers happy this morning.
That's right. Take a look at conditions from Waikiki earlier today. Waves got up to about 4 to 8 feet off Kohio Beach. A high surf advisory is still in effect along south-facing shores.
Live look outside at the swell over on Oahu's south shore right now.
KITV4 meteorologist Pete Cajano has our first forecast tonight. And Pete, surf fading, but we still are going to have periods of some big surf tonight.
Yeah, that high surf advisory is still in effect until 6 a.m. You're right, though. Surf is down quite a bit, but we still could have some big sets at times. Let's take a look at offshore right now, and seas coming in right around 5 feet. We're looking at 5 to 8 footers possible tonight. Not everywhere, but the bigger spots. We'll see, obviously, the bigger waves. That advisory expires at 6 a.m. As for our temperatures, we did tie another record in Lihue, 90 degrees. Elsewhere, it was warm, but so far no records reported. 92 in Kapolei, 91 in Hilo, and 94 Kahului. So very hot temperatures out there, and we're watching not only hot temperatures, but we have a frontal boundary that unfortunately is going to block our high pressure. So as that front does develop and blocks this high, we are expecting some lighter winds, and that could allow for some very warm temperatures. So coming up, we'll track those lighter winds. We do have a new tropical storm, Ivo, out in the eastern Pacific. We've got the details on both in just a few. We'll toss back to the desk.
All right, thanks, Pete. On Kauai, beaches from Haena to Ke'e were closed today after aggressive sharks were spotted. A surfer told lifeguards he saw 2 sharks attack and kill a dolphin in waters off of Ke'e this morning. He brought the dolphin to shore, and the Department of Land and Natural Resources was notified of the carcass. Warning signs are posted, and lifeguards will reassess the area tomorrow morning.
And new tonight, we are now hearing from that woman who was bitten by a shark off of the Big Island yesterday. She says she believed that shark mistook her for prey. Now, she says she wants to remain anonymous right now because she wants to focus on her recovery, but she did release a statement about the encounter. The 26-year-old says she was snorkeling about 30 feet from shore at Kealakekua Bay when the shark bit her back. She turned around and saw the shark's head out of the water before it turned and swam away. Now, bystanders were able to help her swim out of the water. They put pressure on her wounds until the first responders got there. The good news, she is now in good condition.
Honolulu police arrested a 21-year-old man on suspicion of arson in connection with yesterday's brush fire in Hawaii Kai. HPD reports he was seen with a disposable lighter where the fire started but was released pending further investigation. The fire started around 11 o'clock in the morning and firefighters had it under control in about an hour. 4 acres were burned and no injuries were reported.
And also in Hawaii Kai, we now know the name of that woman who died after her car crashed into the water at Mariners Cove. Now, the Honolulu medical examiner has identified her as 62-year-old Joanne Moncrief. Her cause of death is still unknown right now. Investigators are also working to determine what caused her car to drive into the water yesterday afternoon. Good Samaritans helped pull Moncrief from the water. She later died at the hospital.
New at 6, just hours ago, police in Connecticut found human remains during its search for a missing woman with Hawaii ties. The remains have not yet been identified. They were found in Waterbury, about 25 minutes from Meriden, where 31-year-old Perry Mason went missing over the weekend. She and her 2 sons moved from the area from Hawaii about a year ago. They were living with her fiancé, 38-year-old Jason Watson, and his 2 kids. According to police, Watson is a suspect in her disappearance. He appeared in court today on charges he allegedly assaulted Mason before she went missing.
They're a blended family, and you know, it's really hard on the kids right now.
Right now, Watson shared text messages with Mason during the alleged assault last week. In one text, Mason told him, quote, "You almost killed me." Mason's sister checked her phone records and found she made 2 911 calls the night she went missing. During both calls, dispatchers report they couldn't hear a thing.
Well, turning now to the latest chapter in a long battle over land from the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. This morning, the Hawaii Supreme Court heard arguments from a lawsuit involving more than 2,000 Native Hawaiians who say the state failed in its duty to award those homesteads in a timely manner. Now, of course, this has been a complicated case that's dragged on for decades, and during that time, many people died before their names were called.
I hope what we went through this morning, they can find in the favor of the plaintiffs, because I'm over it. I am totally over this. But I have to stand in here for our people.
Certainly a lot of frustration, and the Supreme Court still needs to make a ruling on that case. The decision would deal with how damages would be awarded. The plaintiffs you heard from, they want the damages to be based on the current market value of the land that they would have received, despite the fact that those Hawaiian homesteads are leased for only $1 a year.
When he's done with his job as mayor of Honolulu, what's next for Kirk Caldwell?
Yeah, that's the big question. Well, coming up, on KITV4 Island News, our Civil Beat segment this week is taking a look at the possibility Caldwell might run for governor of Hawaii. And right now, that race seems wide open.
Also coming up on KITV4 Island News tonight, many of us are glued to our screens most of the day. And because of that, it turns out damage done to our eyes might be worse than we thought. We'll be right back.
It's gonna be hard to calm down over this.
Good morning, America. It's Taylor Swift, and I can't wait to perform in Central Park on August 22nd.
This Thursday morning, Taylor Swift in concert. This Thursday on
Good morning, America.
Presented by Capital One.
Aloha, I'm Kalepa Baibayan, an active participant in the Voyaging Revival. And for the past 44 years, I've been a crew member, a captain, and navigator on board Hawaii's iconic voyaging canoes. As a native Hawaiian, I believe Mauna Kea is a deeply spiritual place. There is more than enough room for people to have their own practice, cultural practice, scientific research. We just need to have the collective will to share the Mauna.
Hey. Really? Hi, guys.
We like the gray.
It's car buying season at Nissan's Bottom Line Model Year-End event. Get the bottom line on the last of our 2019s, like the Tech Advanced Rogue and Altima. Hurry in for model year-end savings on our full line. Now, get 0.9% financing for 60 months on the 2019 Nissan Rogue.
Mothers at Kaiser Permanente have an amazing amount of choices. Our goal is to provide women with the best childbirth experience that they can have.
Occasionally, we do have some newborns who need help. That's when the neonatal intensive care unit comes in. We have babies who are born at less than a pound. We are equipped to take care of them.
We are there for you at every step of the way.
When they go home, the joy that I see in that family, it's what I live for, and that's why I do what I do.
the Honda Summer Spectacular event, which means more of this. The kind of elation you can only experience after getting a great deal on a Honda Civic or Civic hatchback. Or an Accord. All come standard with the Honda Sensing suite of safety and driver assistive features. And as you can see, all will provide you with plenty of joy. Come be a part of it today.
Get a great deal on the Honda Civic and find your happy place at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
You're watching KITV4 Island News.
Welcome back. Chad Blair joins us now from our partners over at Civil Beat. Thank you so much for being here. This week we're discussing your latest article about Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell and his decision to possibly run for governor.
Yeah, that's right, Mika. His longtime campaign chair confirms that the governor's office is just one seat that Kirk Caldwell is considering running for after he leaves office. There are others. They include possibly the city council seat that Ann Kobayashi is vacating because she's term limited. There's also a possibility of the U.S. Congress.
And Mayor Caldwell hasn't publicly announced his decision yet, but he has set up a campaign fundraiser.
Right, and that's how I got the tip that he might be running for higher office. That campaign fundraiser is October 1st. It's at the Waialae Country Club. And, you know, technically it's for the office of mayor, but here's what caught my eye. Kirk Caldwell can't run for mayor again. He is going to be finishing the second of his final 2 terms next year. So why is he raising money? He doesn't have any campaign debt. So why have a fundraiser? Well, I should point out that there's nothing wrong with having a fundraiser. Plus, he could use that money to run for a state or county office in the future. I should say this, though. He cannot use that money to run for a federal office.
And let's talk about some of his potential opponents in seeking governorship.
Well, certainly Lieutenant Governor Josh Green. He was just elected LG last year, but he has already expressed, I would say, his ambitions for higher office. He has actually already held one fundraiser for governor. Tonight, as we speak, he's holding his second fundraiser for governor. So I think that pretty clearly shows he's interested in the job. There's a few other people. Andrea Topola, she was the Republican challenger against Governor Ige last year. She has expressed interest, held a fundraiser. And there's a couple of other names, particularly sitting and former state legislators, other names as well.
And let's talk about his history a little bit. So he's been the mayor since January of 2013. Of course, he's been a big proponent for the Honolulu Rail project. He's faced some criticism, but he also has had many successes.
I would say there's a record to run on and also a record to criticize. By the time he steps down, that'll be January 2021. The governor's race is 2022.
Right.
So he's had a lot of time to build up a record. And there's no question that even though there's an argument as to whether Kirk Caldwell is really responsible for everything that has happened to that rail project, which, as we all know, is unfinished and it's over budget. But he certainly has become the public face of rail, and hence it's fair game to criticize his leadership. But I think the mayor can point to some solid accomplishments, the kind of things that mayors do when they're in office. They pave the roads. They make sure that the sewers are working. He's had to deal with homelessness, any number of situations that I think he can point to and say, look, I've done the job.
Right, and so like you mentioned, the governor's seat opens up in 2022. That's when current Governor David Ige will complete his second and his final term. What qualities do you think Mayor Kirk Caldwell has that could potentially make him the next governor?
Well, the experience of being an administrator, in his case the city and county, the governor, obviously the state of Hawaii, that's very similar. You're overseeing a huge budget for both offices. You're overseeing huge bureaucracy. So I think that's something in Caldwell's favor if he decides to run for governor. And you also have to look at things like Kirk Caldwell also spent 6 years, I believe, in the state legislature, so he's got experience working in that chamber. That's the chamber the governor worked with directly. But here's another thing about Kirk Caldwell in his favor. He actually knows how to raise campaign money. He knows how to run a campaign. Having said all that, he has been in the public eye for a very long time, and as with any character that's been in office for a long time, they're going to have a lot of baggage. So pros and cons if he decides to run for governor.
Of course. Well, Chad Blair, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure. If you'd like to check out more of his work, you can head over to civilbeat.org. Back to you, Tom.
So much on 2020. We're already talking about 2022. Interesting stuff. Well, to receive Civil Beat's free morning email newsletter, you can text the word civil to 66866. Well, it seems more and more people who vape are now being diagnosed with breathing illnesses. Coming up on KITV4 Island News, more than 150 cases in 16 different states. According to experts, it's becoming a growing epidemic. And hurricane season heating up again.
And Pete, a new storm formed today out in the eastern Pacific.
That's right. We have Ivo that has developed out in the eastern Pacific, and we will have the latest track on this system as it gains strength. Could become a hurricane later on this week. We've got that coming up after the break. First off, though, we'll take you out to a live shot from Kaneohe. This looking good, the Ko'olau Mountain Range. This is our windward mall cam. You can see those clouds kind of touching the tops of the mountain there, looking very nice. Coming up, will we see rain tonight? Your forecast in just 2 minutes.
Slumber World, your destination for the best selection in brand name beds to help you get the good night's sleep you deserve.
You work hard every day. Now it's time to rest. At Slumber World, we're celebrating Labor Day with up to 72 months financing and up to $800 savings on quality brand name beds. Serta Eye Comfort, Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest and Beauty Rest Black, and more. Plus, only at Slumber World will you find these exclusive bonus offers. We treat you like family. At Slumber World, your locally owned mattress store, serving all of Hawaii.
It's the Toyotally great, Toyotally terrific, Toyotally awesome sales event at your Surfco Toyota dealers. Get the all-new 2020 Corolla LE for just $18,995. The 2019 Camry LE is only $22,695. Or choose the 2019 CHR XLE for $22,995. Hurry, sale ends August 31st. It's the Toyotally awesome sales event at your Surfco Toyota dealers.
You wouldn't accept an incomplete job from anyone else. Why accept it from your allergy pills? Flonase Sensimist. Nothing stronger, nothing gentler, nothing lasts longer. Flonase Sensimist. 24-hour non-drowsy allergy relief.
You know, you don't need to wait on the sun to say good morning, Hawaii.
Lots of people are up before dawn, and we are too.
Join Good Morning Hawaii weekdays at 4:30 in the morning to get an early start on everything you need for your day.
It's the Miller Lite Tastes Alright Pauhana series.
Heat up your next Pauhana with Foodland. Nothing makes Pauhana at home better than Ono Food and Ohana. And Foodland has everything you'll need. Fresh poke, fried chicken, premium choice meats, and so much more. Stop by any one of their 33 locations statewide. And don't forget the Miller Lite. Pauhana, taken to a whole new level with Foodland.
Check it out on KITV.com/Pauhana.
University of Hawaii Rainbow Warrior Football. Bring the stadium experience home to your home. Hawaii football on Spectrum Sports Pay-Per-View. Order it today.
Sponsored by Spectrum Sports Pay-Per-View. Order your season package today.
We'll take you out to the South Shore earlier today. This is a look at Waikiki, and surf a little bit lower here, but still some nice swells that did roll in. Some spots were near 8 feet. So here you're seeing more like 2 to 3 footers there, face scale, maybe even lower than that. But we did have some big swells at times, and we'll have that high surf advisory in effect until 6 a.m. tomorrow. So Duke's Ocean Fest there, a little bit of a swell for you, and we're going to be watching that surf kind of coming down a bit as we head into tonight. So the advisory expires at 6 a.m. We will watch still, though, for some of the bigger spots, potentially over 5 feet, so can't rule out some sets up to 8 in some locations. 4 to 6 expected for tomorrow as that high surf advisory does expire at 6 a.m. 2 to 3 for east, 2 to 4 for north. The next swell moving in out of the northwest on Sunday. It's not going to be all that big, though. We will see a bigger potentially northwest or southwest swell, rather, as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. So 2 southwest swells moving in. The bigger one will come next Tuesday. Right now, rainfall, we don't have a whole lot. We've got a couple of Mauka showers developing in windward sections of Oahu, so we'll keep an eye on that. Elsewhere, a couple of light showers offshore. You can see this activity right here. So as the sun sets, we'll see a few trade wind showers develop for windward sections. And then late overnight, really the better chance of rain. So after 9, 10 o'clock, the better chance to see a few passing showers. Take you all the way out into the eastern Pacific. That's where this guy right here, developing, and this is Tropical Storm Ivo with winds of 50 miles per hour. It's moving off to the west-northwest at 18. It will stay offshore. Could become a hurricane, though, as we head into Friday, but you can see it will eventually weaken as it hits that cool water just south and west of California. So not a threat to really anyone but boaters. Elsewhere, it's been pretty quiet out in the central and eastern Pacific. We were watching another area yesterday for development, but the National Hurricane Center actually put that chance for development for that other spot down to 0% now. So we'll keep an eye on it. That could change. But right now, what we're watching is this front right here. It's easing in from the north. It's going to block our trade somewhat over the next 48 hours. So we'll have our trades tomorrow. They're just going to be lighter. And unfortunately, those lighter winds will continue on Friday as well. So it's going to make it feel hotter. Most of the rain, though, stays to the north. Could see a few extra trade showers. Nothing big, though. Into the weekend, though, our trades are back. They'll become breezy at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Island-bound forecast for tomorrow. Trades a little lighter, but still with us. Out of the east at 5 to 15 for the Big Island, 86 in Hilo. Down towards Maui County, we'll be at 91. Kahului, mostly sunny. East winds at 15 miles per hour. Here in Oahu, 10 to 15 miles per hour winds, so a little bit lighter. Made it feel a little warmer, 92 in Kapolei. And as we head down towards Kauai, looking at 80. Only getting down to 78. Tomorrow back into the lower 90s. Trades are here, but they're a little bit lighter, so it'll feel just a little bit warmer, unfortunately. We'll have lots of sunshine, and we'll see those trades light again on Friday as well. But into the weekend, they start to build, and we'll have strong trade winds for both Saturday into Sunday. So that's the good news is the lighter winds, they come, but they don't last all that long, and those trades build back into the weekend.
Yeah, always good when you hear trades.
Yeah, we like those trades. We'll have them back by the weekend, a little lighter for tomorrow, though.
All right, thanks, Steve. Well, turning now to sports time with Cody Krupp. He's rocking the blue and yellow for a reason. Of course, all the talk about the boys from Maui. He's here in for Brandy Higa, of course, a little bit past her bedtime in Williamsport, but a lot of excitement.
Yeah, that's right. And Cody, there's a lot of good news for that team out of Central Maui.
Yeah, she's going to have a full report again at 10 in case you missed the beginning of the sportscast or the newscast. But we're going to show you, just in case how you missed it, how they got that berth into the USA Championship game. We heard from their manager already. And, well, coming up, we're going to hear from one of the heroes in today's big victory. He's one of the best players at that entire Little League World Series. That's coming up next on KITV Island Sports.
Got a chip or star crack in your windshield and it's safety check time? Repair your windshield before you go. Your chip repair may even be free, depending on your insurance. Book now. Free quote at aceautoglass.net or call us.
Hawaii's Remarkable Women is sponsored by Levitt, Yamane, and Soldner.
He was a single father, so it's just me and my sister, so we grew up pretty tight with just the three of us.
Natasha's world got turned upside down when her sister called about their father's accident.
The whole truck was burning. They don't know if he's gonna live. 3 months in the hospital, a month in rehab, and just for him to do things on his own took 2 years.
Tasha knew she needed help and called Levitt, Yamane, and Soldner.
They removed all of that worry, so anytime insurance would call me, bills were being sent to us, they told us to just send it to them. John Yamane, he was an anchor during the most hardest time in our family.
Levitt, Yamane, and Soldner can help you too. lyslaw.com.
My dad still tries to be active and he still tries to swim, and he brings his cane all the way to the ocean to go into the water, and my dad's my rock.
It's only a golden opportunity if you take it. Seize the Lexus you've always wanted, now with our most advanced safety technology ever. Lease the first ever UX for $339 a month, or the RX Waialua edition for $459 a month, or purchase the UX or RX at just 1.9% APR. Visit ServcoLexus.com for exceptional offers on our full line of vehicles. And grab it. The Golden Opportunity Sales Event, only at Servco Lexus.
New Hope Oahu brings an inspiring message for life each week. Join us here on KITV Saturday nights at 10:30, right after Island News.
It's the Labor Day sale happening now at Homeworld Furniture. Save up to $300 when you shop store-wide for your favorite furniture and get free delivery. Or choose 12 months financing. Shop new seating for your living room, stylish collections for dining, fresh new designs for your bedroom, and save up to $300. Get free delivery or 12 months financing. See you at the Labor Day sale at Homeworld Furniture. Let's shop.
Homeworld, from living room to bedrooms to dining. You'll find a world of possibilities to furnish your home in style.
We had sports director Brandy Higa live at Williamsport at that Little League World Series to start the newscast. A ticket to the USA Championship game was on the line for Central East Maui, a team stacked with talent. They're loaded with energy and trying to write their own piece in the history books, kind of like that Hawaii team did in 2018. So in case you missed it, here's how it went down.
A little stress for Justin Lee for a team that hasn't given up a hit yet. And there's the first hit they've given up and a chance for a run.
Well, nothing simple about this game as Hawaii, though, they came out firing Virginia. They had not even given up a hit in their first two games, but Central East Maui said, enough of that. A 2 RBI double from Shiloh Gilliland. Just like that, it was 5-0 after the first. They led 8-2, but there was a hit by pitch there in the third, and just like that, it is 8 apiece. But Hawaii not getting down. Instead, the go-ahead as they rose back up. And RBI single from Gilliland. And then there is that hero I was talking about, Jaron Pasquale. He rolled her down the third base line. This team, they scored in every inning. 12-9, they get the victory. What a performance. It is on to the USA Championship game Saturday, 9:30 in the morning here at KITV. And here is sports director Brandy Higa with one of those heroes.
How does this sound to you? Maui is playing for the Little League World Series U.S. Championship game. How does that sound?
It sounds great that we're the first team from Maui to ever make it to Little League World Series.
And you getting messages from people back home? I know you guys are kind of stuck in this compound, but what are people saying back home?
They're saying just go get them and just win and bring it back home.
And what are you trying to prove about maybe teams that play from Hawaii? Because the Honolulu team was successful last year. You guys are here this year. What is it about Hawaii teams?
The Hawaii teams we all just try our best to get here and just win it all.
All right, so again, 9:30 a.m. Saturday, they're going to play the winner of Louisiana and Virginia. Those are two teams, of course, that they have already beaten, and it's going to be a berth in the World Series title game on the line. It is 9:30 right here on KITV. So coming up tomorrow, the season opener for Rainbow Wahine Soccer, and there's going to be no easing into this 2019 season as they start things off with number 5 USC scheduled for 3:30, but due to damage at the Waipio Peninsula Soccer Complex, this is hosted on the practice fields off the lower campus. It's their first time doing this since 2013, creating quite a unique experience.
So, you know, being able to have something, a venue on campus that they can just walk to. Our kids have said, hey, you know, our friends are going to be coming out. We had we had basketball players, football players watching the other day. So it's different. The band was watching.
As Waipio is cool, it's a big stadium, but I think it'll be really more at home playing.
So again, 3:30 tomorrow, the practice fields on lower campus. It is number 5 USC taking on Hawaii. We're going to have the highlights right here. KTV4, Island News at 6. But Central East Maui, like we had this is awesome. I'm pumped up. Saturday, it's time to punch that ticket into the World Series Championship.
Congratulations. And it's so crazy just even watching like Major League Baseball. This is actually more intense watching it because I mean, I was working on the show. 1 second they're down, 1 second they're back up. It's crazy how it swings back and forth.
Yeah, and there's been so many low-scoring games throughout this thing, and to have, well, how many they put up? 12, 9, my math's bad, 21. That's what you call a shootout type baseball game. It's pretty exciting.
They're making us proud. Thank you, Cody.
Now, from Honolulu, for all of Hawaii, this is KITV4 Island News.
Crime covering much of the Big Island today.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, here's a look at our top 4 stories on KITV4 Island News at 6 tonight. From Hilo to Ka'u to Kona, one man, at least 7 different crime scenes, 20 cops, gunshots, a carjacking, a barricade situation, then finally an arrest being made by police.
Honolulu police arrested a 21-year-old man on suspicion of arson. It's in connection with yesterday's brush fire in Hawaii Kai. HPD reports he was seen with a disposable lighter where the fire started. He's been released pending further investigation.
And while searching for a missing woman with Hawaii ties in Connecticut, police finding human remains and her fiancé appearing in court today. He's accused of assaulting her right before she went missing.
And when his term is done as mayor of Honolulu, is Kirk Caldwell planning to make a run for governor of Hawaii? He's at least thinking about it. Caldwell's already has a campaign fundraiser plan.
And new tonight, the Hawaii County Police Department has spent more than $3 million on overtime costs related to Mauna Kea.
That's according to a Hawaii County Finance Department report that was released yesterday. The totals were for the month of July only. Demonstrators continue to block the main roadway up Mauna Kea in an effort to halt construction of the 30-meter telescope. That means police are still there as well. The county expects the state attorney general's office to reimburse related costs.
And this is also new tonight. State Department of Public Safety Director Nolan Espinda says the agency spent more than $14 million in overtime pay the last fiscal year. Now, our partners over at the Civil Beat reporting they attribute that high number to staffing shortages and employees that have been taking leave. According to Espinda, there were 171 vacant positions last year. He told a panel of state senators yesterday the department is upping its recruiting efforts to try and tackle that issue.
New tonight, Maui County Mayor Michael Victorino wants to ban commercial activities at beach parks on Sundays and holidays. That means no more activities like scuba tours, snorkeling, or surf lessons. According to the Maui News, Victorino plans to ask the county council to consider those changes. Right now, only 3 out of 17 permitted beaches allow commercial activity on Sunday. The Honolulu Police Department today released video of a man accused of trying to steal a car.
Yeah, take a look. The incident happened back on August 8th around 7 o'clock in the morning on Kokokahi Place in Kaneohe. Now, the victim told police they confronted the man, and that's when he pulled out a gun. The man couldn't get the car and to drive, and when the victim started screaming, the guy ran off, but not before he took that victim's purse.
Honolulu police are also looking for this man accused of stealing a moped from a home on Date Street in Waikiki. This is surveillance video of that suspect. The moped was stolen on August 7th around 8 in the morning.
And police are also looking for this man. You see him right there. He allegedly walked out of Murakai Wholesale Mart with massage chairs that he never paid for. Now, this happened back on July 29th. It happened about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Anybody with any information on any of those incidents we just told you about, you can call Crime Stoppers. That number 955-8300.
University of Hawaii at Manoa students are moving into their dorms this week ahead of the start of the fall semester that starts on Monday. But they're doing so with 600 less beds as the Noelani apartment complex is undergoing renovations. The campus has 10 residence halls and 1 apartment complex that can house 3,200 students. Right now, dorms are at 98% occupancy.
I'm looking forward to just the experience, making friends, dorm life.
My second year, sophomore year, I decided to go to the apartments, have some little fun. But yeah, now I'm back here. I'm ready to get my grind on. I'm going to work it all out.
And if you commute through Dole Street or around the Manoa campus, traffic may be heavier than usual this week.
Hard to believe summer's already over.
I know.
Yeah, all right. Well, new tonight, we see it everywhere. Kids, even adults, if we're being honest, glued to their screens both at home and in public.
That's right. It could be harming their eyes. KITV4's TJ Horgan joins us live in studio tonight. And TJ, what's the biggest concern?
Mika, Tom, according to the journal Ophthalmology, half the world's population will be nearsighted by the year 2050. Screen time, it's a major culprit. To put it in perspective, incoming high school freshmen this year were 2 years old when the iPhone was released at first. It's all they've ever known.
Relax your eyes so you feel less strained.
Dr. Stephen Rees says there's one major cause of nearsightedness. It's what he calls digital eye strain.
There are a set of symptoms like dry eye, blurry vision, even headache that comes with prolonged screen time.
The easiest remedy? It's right out your front door.
So here in Hawaii, we're so lucky. We have great weather all year round, so our kids can be outside. So I try to get my kids outside as much as possible.
Too much screen time could land you a trip here to the eye doctor's office if you're experiencing dry eye, which affects the cornea, or strain of the focusing muscles. Right here you can see the black. Those are both products of too much screen time as well as near work.
Even though screen time's the scapegoat, any near work can lead to nearsightedness.
Any type of near work, so that includes reading, tablet, computer, So
even a physical book.
Exactly.
But technology is being increasingly added to school curriculum.
About 5 years ago, you saw technology just coming into schools, and it was really being rushed in, I think.
Those in the trenches of educational technology, like former U.S. Department of Education Chief Advisor Andrew Marcinek, say proper management is crucial.
We need to put in structures and places where our educators know how to manage these devices and make sure they're managing screen time effectively.
So what does the doctor recommend? Dr. Reed calls it his 20-20-20 rule. For every 20 minutes of near work, take a 20-second break, looking at something at least 20 feet away. Live in studio, I'm TJ Horgan, KITV4 Island News.
All right, I'm gonna have to try that. Good advice. Thanks, TJ. Well, doctors are investigating 153 cases of breathing illnesses in vapors across 16 states over the past 2 months. Now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says the inhalation-related injuries appear to be reactions to a chemical substance. Many of the patients reported chest pain, vomiting, and fatigue. The Food and Drug Administration is also investigating.
Well, you may have heard of the crazy cat lady stereotype, but according to a new study from the University of California, Los Angeles, it's not a real thing. It analyzed 500 cat owners and found that owning lots of felines doesn't necessarily mean you suffer from depression or anxiety. The University of College London also conducted a similar study which showed no connection between cat owners and psychotic symptoms. And of course, I have to chime in and say that as a relief because I have a cat at home.
Well, what does it say when your cat has an Instagram? That's like a different level, though.
A much-needed break for people who served our country.
Yeah, coming up on KITV4 Island News, details on the plan to make sure disabled veterans have their student loans wiped away.
KITV4 Island News is brought to you by Pacific Honda.
It's the Honda Summer Spectacular event at Pacific Honda. Choose from thousands of 2019 Hondas at clearance prices. Find the best deal on a 2019 Honda Accord Sedan LX Auto for $249 a month, or a 2019 Honda HR-V two-wheel drive LX for $199 a month with a low 1.9% APR. Take advantage of our low leasing and financing deals. Plus, come down for a test drive and a chance to win a trip for two to Las Vegas, courtesy of Vacations Hawaii. Pacific Honda, home of the happy Honda lovers.
Board of Water Supply, keeping Oahu refreshed for 90 years.
Search for a really strong glue that's clear.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Clear glue. Clear Gorilla Glue.
Of course. Gorilla Glue strength in a crystal clear formula for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
All right.
Spicy tuna roll. Nice. California roll.
Sushi.
I'll take it.
Delivering from over 95,000 restaurants nationwide. If you want it all, you can get it all. Grubhub. Restaurants you love delivered.
Every Thursday morning on KSSK, it's Vegas Thursday. Win a Vacations Hawaii Vegas vacation. Michael W. Perry might send you to the 9th Island. Listen to KSSK between 7:30 and 8 for your chance to win.
Shop smart and save at Bedmart's Labor Day sale. We're the only place that can scientifically fit you to a mattress. And right now, save up to $700 on brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and more. Plus, get 0% financing for up to 60 months. Be BedSmart. Shop Bedmart.
Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union. Through all of life's milestones, we're here for you for life.
You're watching KITV4 Island News.
Welcome back. A way to say thank you for putting their lives on the line for America.
Yeah, CNN Reed Binion shows us what President Donald Trump is doing for certain veterans. It's all new tonight.
I am taking executive action to ensure that our wounded warriors
are not saddled with mountains of student debt.
With the stroke of a pen, President Trump is putting plans into place to eliminate student loan debt for tens of thousands of permanently disabled veterans.
The debt of these disabled veterans will be entirely erased. It'll be gone.
The executive action will wipe out an average of $30,000 of debt owed by more than 20,000 eligible veterans.
That's hundreds of millions of dollars in student debt held by our severely wounded warriors. It's gone forever.
Veterans who are permanently and totally disabled are already eligible to have their student loan debt forgiven, but this executive action makes it automatic.
This is an amazing relief on my family, as well as I know many thousands of veterans as well.
Education Secretary Betsy DeVos applauded the president's plan, saying in a statement, quote, "We will continue to prioritize the needs of our nation's veterans and provide them with the help and support they have earned and deserve."
You fought courageously for our country, and now my administration is fighting courageously for you.
Reed Binion, KITV4 Island News.
And the federal deficit is expected to reach $1 trillion next year. Government forecasters upped their prediction after recent legislation lifted the nation's debt limit and reversed scheduled cuts to certain programs.
10 people are alive tonight after their plane burst into flames in Oroville, California. The Federal Aviation Administration says the aircraft slid off the runway at the airport into dry grass. About 400 gallons of fuel spilled out of the plane, causing a brush fire that burned nearly 2 acres.
It was complete shock to us because we just don't have jets at this airport. This is not a community that is expecting to have jets on the airfield, and to see a jet, turned the wrong way on an airport runway in flames was quite dramatic for us in a small town.
No injuries were reported. Highway 162 is temporarily closed because of that brush fire. No word on when it'll reopen. An aerial photo shoot in San Francisco turns into a nightmare when the aircraft's engine suddenly stops midair.
ABC's Alex Stone spoke to the pilot of that plane on those terrifying moments before that crash, and it was all caught on camera.
This is the moment that David Lesh ditched his plane in the Pacific Ocean, skipping across the blue waters off the coast of San Francisco, caught on camera by his friend who was in another plane. Lesh, who is from Denver, says he was in California to do an air-to-air photo shoot of the Beechcraft Bonanza plane he had just bought. He says his plane lost all power. The engine died. He tried but failed to get it running again, and then he realized he would have to ditch in the water.
I would guess we probably didn't have much more than maybe a minute or two from the time, I figured something was wrong until we hit the water.
His friend, who was flying in the other plane, radioed air traffic control to report the crash. That friend struggling to keep them in view.
At one point, I lost them. I had been circling and I couldn't see him anymore. And David called me on the phone as he was bobbing in the water, and he turned me around and he guided me right to where he was.
Immediately, the Coast Guard launched rescue teams. Lesh and his passenger recorded the entire thing as they were being hoisted into a helicopter. His plane eventually sank.
What was truly amazing about tonight was there was another aircraft on scene who knew to contact an airborne Coast Guard asset and get us on scene quickly.
Lesh has a history of doing extreme stunts and posting them on YouTube to sell his brand of apparel, but he tells KGO-TV this was no stunt.
Our videos are provocative and edgy, but if you think that I crashed my brand new airplane into the Pacific as a publicity stunt, you need your head examined.
Rescuers call it a miracle that nobody was injured. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Scary scene there.
Yeah, glad they're okay, though, for sure. Well, a warning of a new scam from the Honolulu Police Department.
And it involves HPD's training academy. Coming up on KITV4 Island News, how to avoid becoming the next target. We'll be right back.
Slumber World, your destination for the best selection in brand name beds to help you get the good night's sleep you deserve.
You work hard every day. Now it's time to rest. At Slumber World, we're celebrating Labor Day with up to 72 months financing and up to $800 savings on quality brand name beds. Serta Eye Comfort, Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest and Beauty Rest Black, and more. Plus, only at Slumber World will you find these exclusive bonus offers. We treat you like family. At Slumber World, your locally owned mattress store, serving all of Hawaii.
It's the Honda Summer Spectacular event. That means more euphoric feelings that come from getting a great deal on a Honda CR-V or HR-V. Or from getting a Pilot or Passport. All part of 2019's best SUV brand. Hurry in today and experience the joy for yourself.
Get a new Honda Passport, named Best in Class by Car and Driver at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar, there's just one place to play. We got a fresh, hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here. Bet you find it at the Cow.
Book now at thecow.com.
Aloha, I am Jackie Hoover, born and raised on Hawaii Island. As a native Hawaiian, I believe in TMT because of the opportunity it provides for Hawaii Island. We need jobs, education, and options. That is what our island home needs. A future where our keiki need not leave to pursue their dreams. A future where our island's economy remains diversified. A future with TMT.
I got a job offer. I'm working undercover.
I need someone I can trust.
You honestly considering this?
It'll keep me out of trouble.
You think it's gonna keep you out of trouble?
Might just do the trick.
Why don't you let the cops handle it?
Let someone else have all the fun.
Got it from here, Dex.
2 more in the trunk.
Tell me that didn't just happen.
Stumptown premieres September 25th
Keep it.
on ABC.
Watching KITV4 Island News.
The Honolulu Police Department is warning the public about a new email scam today.
Yeah, it's reported that scammers are claiming to be from the department's training academy. They send out emails and texts. They announce that a person has been selected to replace a trainee that opted out, and then they're required to pay $8,000 fee to the academy account. Now, officers say they don't have an application or a training fee, so if you do receive one of these messages, you should delete it immediately.
Toyota is recalling certain 2019 RAV4s and RAV4 hybrids. The company says the backup cameras don't always engage when the car is in reverse. Toyota is notifying affected owners and replacing faulty cameras at no charge.
All right, well, it's no secret Hawaii's got some of the highest gas prices in the nation. Can be pretty rough sometimes. Well, in today's Consumer Watch, CNN's Mandy Gaither shows us how the prices fluctuate with demand.
More drivers are heading to the pump. In fact, in the first full week of August, demand for gasoline hit its highest level since 1991.
At the end of summer, it's a little strange to see a number that high, but it just indicates that people are still taking their end of summer trips.
AAA spokesperson Jeanette Castellano says when demand goes up, gas prices typically go with it as supply is driven lower. Instead, prices are still dropping, just not as quickly. Earlier this month, prices had dropped by 10 cents or more. This week, gas prices in a handful of states decreased by a bit less, just a nickel, including North Carolina, Maryland, and Georgia. Still, prices across the country are lower than last year, with the least expensive gas found in Louisiana, Mississippi, and South Carolina.
Gas prices are cheap and they're going to continue to be cheaper into the fall. Right now, they're on average about 25 cents less than they were a year ago.
But Castellano says not to expect demand to continue like it has. She expects it to go down at the official end of summer after Labor Day. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If you're a MoviePass customer, you might want to check some of your bank statements. The company announced today tens of thousands of customers' credit card information may have been compromised during a recent data breach. MoviePass says it's since corrected the issue and will continue to communicate with affected customers.
All right, well, when we come back, a last check of your sports and weather.
You're watching KITV4 Island News. We'll be right back.
Coming up tomorrow morning on Good Morning Hawaii, we've got pets on set, and we'll be talking about the importance of pet identification.
Plus, KITV4 Sports Director Brandy Higa will be live in Williamsport with a recap of all your Little League baseball action. It's all tomorrow morning right here on Good Morning Hawaii, starting at 4:30.
KITV4 Island News, sponsored by Fujitsu.
I love my city too.
Well, my little Fujitsu girl is all grown up and off to college.
Yeah, but I still love you, Dad. And I love my Fujitsu.
It's the Labor Day sale happening now at Homeworld Furniture. Save up to $300 when you shop store-wide for your favorite furniture and get free delivery. Or choose 12 months financing. Shop new seating for your living room. Stylish collections for dining. Fresh new designs for your bedroom. And save up to $300. Get free delivery or 12 months financing. See you at the Labor Day sale at Homeworld Furniture. Let's shop.
Why do I love being a doctor at Kaiser Permanente? I get to practice in the place I grew up.
Because doctors are empowered to do what's right for you, not what an insurance plan approves.
When we pull up your records, we see your entire history from every Kaiser Permanente facility, so we can give you the best possible care.
Your primary care doctor, your specialists, it's great. We all work together as one team.
I don't just work here. I am a patient too. I wouldn't trust my family's healthcare to anyone else.
For many of us, aging in place in your own home just won't be possible. But where to go? A big brand name elder care facility? Or one of the small care homes scattered throughout our neighborhoods? What about Kinaole Estate? Kinaole is a little different. It's not exactly big, but it's not just someone's house either. For those who've made the choice, it's just right. Find your best fit. Kinaole Estate in Windward, Oahu.
If you want to eat like a local, you gotta be in the know. So here's a little secret. The McTerry Deluxe is back. It's a quarter-pound patty dipped in teriyaki sauce with fresh tomatoes, lettuce, and onions. Enjoy a McTerry Deluxe meal for just $7.99.
Shop smart and save at Bedmart's Labor Day sale. We're the only place that can scientifically fit you to a mattress. And right now, get twin mattresses starting at $97 and queen-size mattresses from $297. Beat BedSmart. Shop Bedmart.
Well, waves today, maybe not as big as some had hoped, but still some pretty big ones. This was Kewalo's earlier today. James Miro sent this one in. Nice kneeboard in there. And send your pics to pics@kitv.com. Doesn't look like we'll have a whole lot of surf left tonight. You may have a few big sets roll in, possibly in some of the bigger spots, 5 to 8. Most spots have fallen much lower than that already. 4 to 6 footers for the South Shore tomorrow. That high surf advisory expires at 6 a.m. We also have small craft advisories through Maui County and the Big Island. Starting to see a few more trade showers pick up. So far, though, not much out there. We've got a few Mauka areas of rain. Then you can see offshore, a couple of dots of rain. So as the sun sets, we could see a few light showers, possibly for the North Shore up towards Kahuku. That's about all. And then as we head later tonight, past 10, 11 o'clock, that's really the best chance to see a quick-moving, fast-moving light trade shower. Not a whole lot of rain out there. Temperatures warming to 91 degrees tomorrow. Our trades are a little bit lighter. We'll still see lots of sunshine. Hot afternoon, even hotter weather expected for your Aloha Friday as those winds become even lighter. But into the weekend, we have our trades return. Good news at 10 to 20 and highs both Saturday and Sunday in the lower 90s. Cody.
Thanks, Pete. So pretty easy choice for what you need to know today in sports. We have the coverage. Our sports director, Brandy Higa, live at the Little League World Series to start the 6 p.m. newscast. And she had good news to report at Central East Maui. Well, they're headed to the USA Championship game as they took down Virginia in a shootout 12-9. They now play the winner of Virginia and Louisiana, which you can see right here at KITV, 9:30 a.m. Saturday morning.
Looking good. The cast of Dancing with the Stars season 28 was announced today. Notable names include supermodel and actress Christy Brinkley, the star of The Bachelorette, Hannah Brown, former NFL player Ray Lewis, and former White House press secretary Sean Spicer. For the first time ever, you'll have to wait until the premiere to find out who the stars are paired up with. You can tune in on September 16th right here on KITV4. Looking forward to that.
Interesting mix.
Stuff.
Yeah, Sean Spicer, that was like the wild card this year.
Variety of people.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being a part of Hawaii's only hour-long 6 p.m. newscast. You can stay connected by liking us on Facebook and by following us on Twitter.
And you can also find KITV4 Island News on Roku or download our app. We'll see you tonight at 10. And go Maui.
Take care.
Experience the bold, crispy, mouth-watering flavors Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is serving up in each and every bite, providing closed captioning for KITV4 Island News.
From Hawaii's beaches to its back roads, there's a Chevy to fit any lifestyle you choose. At Servco Chevrolet in Waipahu, competitive pricing, our friendly staff, and a beautiful facility make buying a Chevy easy. And you'll never pay a penny over MSRP. Save up to $9,600 off MSRP on a 2019 Silverado, or up to $4,700 on a Colorado. Drive a little, save a lot. Stop in and see Scotty and Charlie at Servco Chevrolet in Waipahu.
Introducing My Way TV from Hawaiian Telcom.
Wow, the starter pack has lots of our favorites.
Now, let's add something
that I really, really want. I mean, we really want.
Add channel packs for just $5 or $10 each with My Way TV.
Introducing the Impossible Whopper with a patty made from plants, no beef.
No beef.
I've never had plant taste like beef before.
Tastes like a Whopper. Tastes like a Whopper. Tastes like a beef burger.
Lies!
Introducing the Impossible Whopper, available nationwide, only at Burger King.
When do my credit card points expire?
How many miles do I have?
When are the blackout dates again?
Do we get 1% or 2% on groceries?
Stop wondering. Get the new 2% unlimited cashback card. That's 2% on purchases everywhere, every time. From American Savings Bank. Real life, real answers.
It's the Honda Summer Spectacular event, which means more of this. The kind of elation you can only experience after getting a great deal on a Honda Civic or Civic hatchback. Or an Accord. All come standard with the Honda Sensing suite of safety and driver-assistive features. And as you can see, all will provide you with plenty of joy. Come be a part of it today.
Get a great deal on the Honda Accord and find your happy place at the Honda